Hey guys, Austin here, and welcome back to Minecraft 1.20, the Trails and Tales update. Today is the official release of the version, so I thought I would go over everything that is in this version, show you guys what's up with the update, and of course, what there is to expect. Now, at the time of recording this video, they have not officially released the full version yet. They're sort of running late because they're about an hour in what they said the release time would be, and it hasn't come out yet. So I'm just on the release candidate 1 version of Minecraft for this version. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, so let's hop right into this. Of course, you guys have been enjoying, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and let's do this. So Trails and Tales update 1.20. The first thing is all the new bamboo items. As you can see, you can now build out of bamboo. You can make all the variations that you could possibly want with the bamboo. Now, I do not have the crafting recipes available to me right now. However, if you guys are playing the update, you unlock the recipes and you'll be able to see them for yourself. But I really like the rafts, specifically the bamboo rafts. They operate differently than the actual bamboo themselves. Now, what's interesting about the raft situation is it's a new type of boat crafted with bamboo planks. It can be a crafted variant with a chest, and they function the same as ordinary boats but have a unique look to them. The raft's model is higher than a boat's. So they do basically the exact same thing you would expect a boat to do. It's just they are going to look different. Otherwise, they operate the same way. I actually thought they were going to operate differently. That's why I sort of started that statement like that, but it seems like they're just going to be working the same. Next up, we have the calibrated shulk sensor. This new block right here added in. It's a new variant of shulk sensor which allows players to filter vibrations based on the frequency level. It does not spawn naturally, but it can be crafted with 1 shulk sensor and 3 amethyst shards. So another use for amethyst, which I like because amethyst is the most useless thing in Minecraft right now. One side on the shulk sensor can receive a redstone signal as an input, so you can use redstone magic with this, which is really nice. It detects vibrations up to 16 blocks in a radius instead of 8 blocks, and the last 10 game ticks as an active phase instead of 30. So all you redstone people, this item is going to come in handy for you. You'll be able to use it a lot. Let's move on to all the new cherry items. So as you guys know, we have the new cherry blossom biome that totally isn't from every other mod in Minecraft, but it has a bunch of variations that we can work with, which I like that vanilla Minecraft does this now because we're in 2023. It's about time that when they add something new, it has variations for every type of block and item. So as you can see, we have the regular, the chiseled, not chiseled, the stripped block. We have the planks, the stairs, the slabs, the doors, the fences, everything you could want, and of course the boat and the boat with chest. It all looks perfect. It's all what you would expect. Moving on, we have the Chiseled Bookshelf. Now, the Chiseled Bookshelf is a really fun item that I like a lot. It can be used with redstone comparators as well. And what's really nice about it is you can just sort of store books in it, which is really cool. You can just sort of open up, grab your books that you want, and head in here and just sort of right click them wherever you'd want them. It's a very cool way of storing books, and they all light up differently so you remember exactly where you stored them. Now, I'm not sure if you name the book something specifically, if it'll actually like show up if you hover over it, but it's really cool to be able to actually pull out books and place them in however which way you desire, and you don't have to worry about that. Also, I have all this junk in my inventory that we have not gotten to yet. Please get it out. But yeah, I think this is personally the coolest item they added because, as you guys know, bookshelves have always existed in Minecraft, and well, they kind of looked exactly like this, but never really did the function you would expect them to. So it's nice that we actually have them, and you cannot shift right click to open like an inventory of these things, which I would prefer you could, just so you could actually see every block like a chest inventory. But they want you to sort of actually feel like you're pulling a book off a bookshelf, so whatever, it's fine. Next up, we have the decorated pot. This is one of the new items that you can discover in your world, and I'm sure you guys have seen it a lot because it's one of the headliners for this update itself. It has a bunch of different variations that you can apply these tiles to, these shards, and they will sort of craft the pot itself. So it can be crafted with any 20 pottery shards or brick items in a rhombic crafting configuration. The type of material dictates which picture will be displayed on its respective side, as you guys have seen with all the design patterns in the chest there. The materials used in the crafting will be displayed on the tooltip as well. They are very fragile and easy to break. They will break apart into the crafting materials when broken using any block breaking tool. and will drop itself when broken using an empty hand or a block breaking tool like Silk Touch, or when moving by pistons as well. And there also has a property of it called cracked, so it can be displayed as a cracked item if it takes too much damage, which is another thing. So just be aware of that whenever you're working with this thing, that it is very fragile. Moving on, we have the hanging signs. You guys have probably seen these already, but they're really cool. You can still use your glowing. You can still use the glow sacks on them. You can also type on them. It's just a smaller typing message. I'll just quickly show you. As you can see, it's not as big as a sign, but it does get the job done. And if you're a type person that likes this, you get them in all the different wood variations you could ever possibly want, including the cherry. Do not worry, they didn't forget the cherry. And the bamboo as well. I showed it off at the beginning, but the bamboo also has the hanging sign variation. So that is the thing as well. I just got this sneak achievement. What is the sneakier skull sensor? Well, okay. Sure, whatever. Next up, we have a new mob head making its debut in Minecraft, the pig head. It is animated like the dragon head if you put on a redstone signal, but it drops from a pig. You get it from essentially using a charged creeper on it. I don't know what situation you would get a charged creeper to explode on a piglin, but you can get the head that way. Sure, it's a thing. Moving on, we're going to get in some more of the unique new items. First up, we have the pink petals, which are what you're seeing actually all around this area. This egg is about to crack, so I have to hurry up. These pink petals spawn in the cherry blossom forest. They spawn in different variations, as you can see, and you can sort of mine them up with the shears. You can bone meal them to make them different. And they're similar to the sea pickle, where they have multiple variations when placed together. Next up, we have the pitcher plant. The pitcher plant is a type of plant which grows from the pitcher pod after 4 stages. If fully grown, it will only drop itself when broken, otherwise it will drop a pod. It can be crafted into 2 cyan dye. It cannot be placed in a flower pot, and it can be destroyed by ravagers. That's a specific note. I like how it did that. Next up, we have the Sniffer egg, which is one of the new mobs in Minecraft, but it can be found in the Suspicious Sand looting table found in the Warm Ocean ruins. Dropped when 2 sniffers breed as well. It hatches into a baby sniffer. When placed on a moss block, it will hatch approximately in 10 minutes. And on any other block, it will hatch approximately in 20 minutes. And you can actually see the cracking animations when it's getting ready to hatch. For anyone curious, this is the Suspicious Gravel and Suspicious Sand that you can now find in different areas in your world, such as Ocean Ruins, Trial Ruins, which we'll be showing off soon, Desert Temples, Desert Wells. And if you use specific items on this for mining, like a shovel, etc., you can get different loot from it, like the sniffer egg, like the different pottery shards and stuff, which is very, very cool. Moving on, we have the torch flower, which is a new type of flower which grows from torch flower seeds after 2 stages. It doesn't emit light despite the name. If it is on its 3rd stage of growth, it will only drop itself when broken. Otherwise, it will drop its seeds. It can be crafted into orange dye. So it's just sort of a new plant that's added in. It can be used to craft Suspicious Stew, giving the player night vision. And it can be a tempt and breed for bees as well. So it's just a new flower type. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's just more decoration into the world. Also, a few other miscellaneous items. We have a brand new music disc, which is really cool, that can be used. I'm not going to play the music just for copyright reasons, just in case, but it is a thing. We have the pitcher pod. It can be planted in farmland and grows into the pitcher plant, which is right here, which we just showed. It can be obtained if a sniffer digs up a pitcher pod, so the sniffer is how you get it. It drops pitcher plant when fully grown, otherwise it drops itself, and it can be picked up and planted by villager farmers. So the villager farmers actually do have the ability to use this, and I actually forgot to grab this, but the brush is a very important item as well. This is a new item used for the pottery stuff. It's an item that can be crafted in the new archaeology system. It can be crafted with a stick, coppering it, and feather in a vertical line respectively. Consumes 1 durability point when extracting an item from suspicious sand or suspicious gravel. So again, use the thought on that. I'll show that in a second. It has no effect when brushing anything else other than suspicious gravel and sand. So you right click it, as you can see, does the cool animation. And we actually didn't get anything from that. Let's try the gravel. Let's see if we can make this work. No. I don't know how many times you have to do that, but as you can see, you can just sort of keep going. But that actually did get rid of the suspiciousness of both the gravel and the sand. So each block only has a 1 use, which is very interesting. I actually didn't realize that. So that's the thing. The pottery shards we already went over. Let's get into the new smithing templates and the armor trims. So a new item series of trimming armor has been upgraded to a diamond armor to netherite with 16 variables, and they're labeled as armor trim. So here's the different variations you can get. As you can see, I'll quickly just sort of hover over them. You guys can read their different names and go from there. But these are the things that you can apply to your armor and make it all look all fancy schmancy and whatnot, which is really cool. And you can obtain these through many different variations. You can go to the Bastion Remnant, the Stronghold, the Elder Guardians. There's a bunch of different ways of getting these different patterns and whatnot, so you got to collect them all, and you'll sort of know how that works as you progress in your Minecraft world. I didn't want to take too much time on it, just because you guys have already seen much about it, but just know that that is how that is going to work. So let's go over the two new mobs, the Sniffer being the first one. Here is the big boy himself. He is a new passive mob, which also won the Minecraft Vote Winner Challenge in the 2022 season. But this is the boy himself. He is already using his digging animation, but he's considered to be the first ancient mob. So we're getting basically dinosaurs now, but he's being the first one. He has a very large 2x2 block hitbox, which is crazy. He has 14 health or 7 hearts. He cannot naturally spawn. Often sniffs in the air and occasionally digs up torch flower seeds, which we literally just saw him do. The digging has a cooldown of about 8 minutes, so every 8 minutes he will attempt to dig something. The last 20 dug blocks are remembered with the Sniffer explored positions memory and are not eligible for digging again. He literally remembers the last 20 areas he dug, and he will not dig there again. He can be bred and tempted with torch flower seeds, laying a Sniffer egg. So the Sniffer egg, again, you get from digging or from polishing the different suspicious gravel and sand. Once you get the egg, you get the Sniffer. Otherwise, it does not naturally spawn in your world. So this is literally the first dinosaur themed mob we're getting in Minecraft, where it will not naturally spawn. You have to actually go all Jurassic Park on the game and get him that way, which is pretty crazy and something I never expected we would actually get in Minecraft without mods. But now this is a thing. You can imagine mod creators are going to go nuts with this. Moving on, we have the Camel. So the Camel is a rideable entity which can only be equipped with a saddle and ridden by up to 2 players. It has 32 health or 16 armor bars and spawns naturally in the desert villages. It can be bred with cacti, so the first time we're using cactus as a breeding requirement, and the following players hold the cactus on hand. Mobs that are 2 blocks taller or lower cannot reach the player, so zombies and whatnot will not be able to hurt you while you are on the Camel, which is new in itself. It can walk over 1 to 2 blocks of obstacles such as fences, blocks, slabs, etc. It will randomly sit down, as you see right here. While sitting, it is difficult to convince them to move. Very funny and very true. They can either walk slowly or sprint quickly. They can also dash forward if the player uses the jump key while riding it. It will lose a bunch of stamina, though, as a requirement. When it loses stamina, it cannot sprint or dash for a few seconds, and a dash can extend more than 10 blocks when executed perfectly. So that's really cool. And honestly, I think this is, like, these two mobs, I honestly was hating on the Sniffer when I first saw it, because I was like, this is the craziest color palette we've ever seen for a mob design. But they're both, these two new mobs operate so uniquely and so well that, like, I don't know, I just like it a lot. But yeah, the Sniffer is crazy. Just, I'm still stuck on the Sniffer being like an ancient mob. We're gonna get so many new ones like that too. If you think we're ending here with the what is it, the pottery and like the excavation stuff, we're probably gonna get a bunch more of that in the coming versions, I could imagine. But moving on, let's talk about the Cherry Grove biome in Minecraft. So the Cherry Grove biome contains obviously the cherry trees, which we've shown over. Also, is this my Sniffer that hatched? Oh, it is. We did hatch it. I was like, wait, there's a Sniffer over here. That's the one that hatched from my egg. The Cherry Grove biome is located in the mountains, like the meadows, and it can spawn pigs, sheep, rabbits, and bees. So, really cool biome, and I like the variety of mobs that can spawn here. It's not like, well, anything can spawn there. Now they're actually being very specific with the animals that can spawn in these biomes, which I like a lot. But let's go over the brand new structure generation that can happen. The Ancient Ruins. So you can locate this under the structure command. Just type Ancient Ruins or Ancient City. Not Ancient City. It's the Ancient wait a minute, Trial Ruins, not Ancient City. I don't know where Ancient came from. It's Trial Ruins. Let's head there and check it out. This is also going to be my first time seeing this. I have not seen this before. So it will generate in underground. As you can see right here, there's actually an indicator that is right here. But let me go into spectator mode and head down here. And as you can see, it's pretty hard to tell, but it's actually right here. This is what you are going to be finding. So a buried generates structure from a lost culture. It generates in taigas, snowy taigas, old growth taigas, both types, old growth birch forests. These must be newer biome types, and jungles. Comprised of a tower, a path across the bottom, and a few additional rooms attached to the side, contains suspicious gravel, as well as mud bricks in several colors of terracotta and glazed terracotta. 4 armor trims and 7 pottery shards can be found here. Even the suspicious gravel the player can find. So, and then there's a list of all different items you can encounter here. But this is a very, very cool place that you can actually mine up. It's very hard to navigate because, as you can see, you're meant to just dig into it. So from the surface, it kind of looks like this, and you're just meant to sort of dig in. This is regular gravel. You gotta dig down and sort of excavate it. That's the entire point of this update, is excavating things. And you got to watch also, because I just broke it, but there is suspicious gravel and sand that you're supposed to like harvest, etc. But that is your entire point, is just mining it out. So if you guys like mining, if you guys like exploring stuff like this is definitely the update for you. And of course, there's a bunch more achievements as well that you can get. So you have the achievements: smells interesting, little sniffs, planting the past, crafting a new look, smithing with style, respecting the remnants, careful restoration, and the power of books. I can imagine you guys can probably guess what half of these do. I have the list obviously in front of me, but I don't want to spoil that for you. So let's head back to our area and end things off. Of course, I forgot this isn't where I was. But of course, if you guys did enjoy this review of the Minecraft 1.20 Tales and Trails and Tales update, however it's called, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your favorite feature is and what you're most excited to see. And if you want me to make guides on any of this, I'm kind of tempted to do a few, like, how does this work in Minecraft, best place to find these guides, and I'll go from there, but we'll see. Either way go, I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for new, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye.